This is the first of a series of videos for the final assignment called Working with Layers as a Means of Organization. The purpose of this assignment is to do just that, organize an illustration. You will see how we can turn layers on and off to see what's going on below any given layer, and then hide layers as well. So, to get started with this, the first thing you need to do is to go to File, Open, search for your original map, and then once it's appeared in there, save your file. That way, your map is part of your Illustrator file. Do not drag your image into your Illustrator as I'm going to show you right now. Do not do this. On my desktop is that image. I will drag it over. And while this works, you will notice this big X through the image. So that should be an indicator right there that something is not right. And yes, it works just like an image. But the problem is if you were to save this right now, you also need to bring this image file with you wherever you go. Essentially, two files for one image, for one Illustrator file. So do not do that. Delete. So, under File, Open, I'm going to go find that same image. Desktop. Screenshot. Open. Now you'll note that there is no X going through this image. So if I'm going to go to File, Save As, an Illustrator file, Map, Illustration, your name, and save it as an Adobe Illustrator file. This image is part of the file now. So that when you turn this in, I will be able to see your original map. Again, the other way, if you were just to drag that image onto it or place it, that X goes through there. When I open it, your map is going to be gone. Unless, of course, you send me your map file. I don't want that. I just want one Illustrator file where your image is part of the file embedded in it. Okay? So I've already opened up my image. Again, I'm clicking on it and there is no X through there. Here it is on my layer map. I'm going to lock it. It stays put. I never move it. Okay? So, back over here with my blank document and my blank layers, this is how you make new layers. Your little layer control right here, new layer. You can name it. Assign a color if you want. I want to show it. I want to preview it. I might even want to print it. I can lock it as well. Or you can name layers by just simply clicking on the name and retyping what you want. Original map. Back over to my working file. As you can see, I already have a bunch of layers done. I have them all turned off, but here's my original map. It is locked. So you want to make your layers in a logical sequence. Nothing is going to be behind the ocean that you're going to draw. Let's see if this fits on there perfectly. So what I started out doing was drawing my shoreline, following this all the way up using my pen tool or my pencil tool. I do caution you using your pencil tool because it has to be an original size. In other words, it needs to follow every little curve and corner that you want to draw. And the pencil tool tends to approximate once you let go. So yes, tracing the shoreline as accurate as you can. This is a map. It has to be accurate. So from here to this point, for the video to this point, though, my shoreline actually goes down a lot further. So back over here now, we saw how the ocean fits exactly in there. Taking this same path, a copy of it, no sense in redrawing what we already have drawn, right? So taking a copy of it, we will then make the land. Again, this matches perfect. It's the same exact path. Here I have some other areas, at least this area that is along the coast. So I could make another copy of my shoreline, but eliminate all of this and all of this, leaving just this, so that I can attach to it and make this area. And then finally, the shoreline. The shoreline is composed of a blend. I provided a blend video on previous assignments, but this is just simply a thin white stroke on top of a thick blue stroke that is blended together. And I'll show you how to do that. So here we have our original map. On top of that, but in a layer, is the ocean layer. On top of that, I have the lakes. On top of that, the shorelines. And these are compound paths, holes in other shapes, such as the land. Holes. Other areas, borders, rivers, roads, cities and towns, names, and as extra, I added latitude and longitude. Not requiring that, but you can look up other maps that match the area. And if you can find them and have the time, feel free to add them. So students always ask me, well, how many layers do I need? As many as you can divide up in your illustration. look at the map and see how many things you can turn into layers. I don't want to see a layer for each river. I don't want to see a layer for each road, but all roads on one layer, all rivers on one layer, and so forth. That concludes this video. Look for video number 2 after this one.